Listen carefully, because this phone call could change everything. A boat is sinking. People are screaming. Someone is desperately asking for help. But that's not what caught everyone's attention. Thousands of people believe they heard something else. Nolan Wells' name. If they're right, it could rewrite the entire timeline of his disappearance. But if they're wrong, then why does this recording sound so disturbing? It started as a routine distress call. Nothing more. A group of friends had just left Horn Island when their boat suddenly began taking on water. They called for a tow. End of story, or so it seemed. Then the audio surfaced online. People slowed it down, enhanced it, and listened again. What they thought they heard sparked a nationwide debate. Because one question refused to go away: was Nolan really left behind? Here's part 1, about 600 words. I've kept it conversational, with short sentences, natural pauses, and a storytelling flow designed for voiceover. The phone call wasn't supposed to become evidence. It was just a call for help. A boat was taking on water. People were panicking. Someone grabbed a phone, and that should have been the end of it. But then, the internet got hold of the recording. Everything changed. Thousands of people started listening. Then they listened again. And again. Some slowed the audio down. Others boosted the volume. A few even cleaned up the recording with audio software. That's when one theory exploded online. People claimed they could hear Nolan Wells' name in the background. Not everyone agreed. Some heard nothing at all. Others said they could hear someone talking about chest compressions. A few even believed someone on the boat was saying a person was dead. If that were true, it would completely change the timeline of Nolan's disappearance. Because according to Nolan's friends, he never got on that boat. They've said the same thing from the beginning. Just before leaving Horn Island, they asked Nolan if he was coming with them. His answer? No. He told them he would catch another ride later. So, the boat pulled away, and Nolan stayed behind. That's the version they've stuck with ever since. Then came the emergency call. Only minutes after leaving the island, the boat started taking on water. Fast the passengers realized they had a serious problem. Water was rushing in. The boat might not make it back, so they called a towing company. The person on the phone was trying to explain where they were. But behind that conversation, there was chaos. People yelling, voices overlapping, panic everywhere. The recording wasn't clear. In fact, most of it was almost impossible to understand. But that didn't stop people from trying. Once subtitles started appearing online, something interesting happened. Suddenly, more people claimed they could hear Nolan's name. That's actually a well-known psychological effect. When someone tells your brain what to expect, you often start hearing exactly that. It's called confirmation bias, and it happens more often than people realize. Without captions, the recording sounds like random noise. With captions, your brain starts connecting sounds into words. That's why experts always warn against jumping to conclusions from unclear audio. Still, many people weren't convinced. They believed the recording proved Nolan had actually been on the boat. And if he was, then someone wasn't telling the truth. But there's another side to this story. People connected to the passengers say the internet is completely misreading the call. According to them, the voices have nothing to do with Nolan. They're simply reacting to the boat itself. Remember, the boat wasn't drifting peacefully. It was filling with water. Everyone on board thought it might sink. In a moment like that, people shout, they panic, they talk over each other. Nothing sounds organized. And that's exactly what they say happened here. One theory even suggests people weren't saying someone was dead. They were talking about the boat's pump, asking whether the pump had stopped working. In a noisy recording, those words can easily sound like something completely different. So now we're left with two very different stories. One says this phone call exposes a cover-up. The other says it's nothing more than panic mixed with poor audio. Both can't be true, but only one fits the evidence investigators say they already have. So, who should people believe? The internet or the investigators? Right now, the strongest evidence points in one direction. According to sources connected to law enforcement, Investigators have evidence placing Nolan on Horn Island after that boat left around 4:30 p.m. Exactly what that evidence is, they haven't said. It could be photos, it could be videos, it could be witness statements. Maybe it's a combination of all three. But if that evidence is accurate, then one popular online theory falls apart. Because Nolan couldn't have been on the boat and on the island at the same time, that doesn't answer every question. Far from it. It simply tells us one thing. The investigation may be much more complicated than what social media believes. That's the biggest danger in cases like this. A single clip goes viral. A blurry photo spreads online. An unclear recording gets shared millions of times. Before long, people stop asking what the evidence actually shows. Instead, they start defending the version they already believe. That's exactly what appears to be happening here. Some people are convinced the audio proves foul play. Others believe it's nothing more than terrified passengers trying to save a sinking boat. Neither side has been able to prove its case. At least, not yet. And that's why investigators continue asking the public to be patient. Because unlike the internet, they aren't trying to win an argument. They're trying to build a case based on facts. There's still one piece of evidence everyone is waiting for. The official autopsy. That report could answer several important questions. Were there any injuries? Was there anything unusual in Nolan's system? Did medical findings support any of the theories circulating online? Or would they eliminate them completely? Until those answers arrive, much of this case remains unanswered. It's understandable why people have questions. A young man disappeared. His death shocked countless people. Friends came under intense scrutiny. Every interview, every statement, every second of audio has been picked apart by millions of viewers. But curiosity alone isn't evidence. Neither is speculation. Cases like this remind us how easy it is to mistake possibility for proof. Sometimes, the loudest theory isn't the correct one. Sometimes, the truth is far less dramatic. And sometimes, it's even more shocking than anyone expected. For now, the mystery surrounding Nolan Wells is still unfolding. Investigators continue reviewing evidence. The public continues searching for answers. And until every piece of the puzzle is on the table, the real story remains incomplete. One thing is certain though, this case is far from over. And when the official findings are finally released, they may settle the debate once and for all, or they could raise even more questions. We'll be following every major development as it happens. So, what do you think? Did this phone call reveal something investigators missed? Or has the internet simply heard what it wanted to hear? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive and want more videos told with facts, not rumors, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next case. Thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.